Guys, I'm waiting for Manning. He's the founder of this water, by the way, and founder of gyms, Legacy Gyms. They do have 6 locations, and he founded in 2008. As you know, I go to various bootcamp, but I think I'm gonna try this one. We'll see. And let's hear his story. I was just at Tennessee.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We're opening in Nashville.
Oh really?
In probably July 2025. So,
wow.
yeah,
Congrats.
Germantown in Nashville.
I haven't been in Germantown. It's my first time in Nashville.
Okay. What? You were in Nashville?
Yeah, like
it's amazing,
week.
right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a great vibe there.
Like the
live music everywhere, good people. I like it a lot.
It's your first location out of
well, originally I did Dubai, South Carolina also, but the pandemic wiped them out. So, and then I got away from franchising.
Okay.
So in 2017, I decided I wasn't going to franchise anymore, and I was just going to grow corporately. So yeah,
just to make sure that you can
just have a little bit more control. Have a little bit more quality over quantity. Pivoted a little bit more from the business model. So originally, I thought it was going to be like a version of, say, Barry's or F45, these kind of places. But now we're kind of really owning our uniqueness and what we are, and just owning the fact that we're coming out with something that is a category disruptor and the first of its kind. So we're leaning into making sure that we deliver exactly what we're trying to accomplish, which the only way to really do that properly is go a little bit slower and have a little bit more focus on the quality of it and the execution of it than trying to do thousands and thousands of locations. So
interesting. Okay. And when did you start it pretty much? You have 6 locations here in Miami.
Yeah,
right?
6 with 7 on the way and 2 more in the pipeline. But I started I moved down to Miami I moved down to Miami in 2001. 2000,
okay.
Yeah, I was
how old you were back then?
Let's do the math. 23 years. Oh my gosh.
How old are you now?
23. I was 23.
23, okay.
Yeah, because I'm 46 now. So, yeah. So moved down here. I was a body double, stunt double for Bad Boys 2. Okay. And then I knew I needed a day job. I couldn't just do that. So I went to Crunch, and at the time they had...
Which one? The one in Miami?
The one on 13th and Washington.
Yeah, the original.
The original one was Beyonce, 50 Cent, Eminem, it was lit. It was Madonna trained there, it was where you wanted to be. And I walked in there, got hired on the spot. There was 38 trainer, I was the 39th. And within probably 3 weeks, I had more clients than anybody there. So I knew that had a niche to something special. And so just leaned on that. A lot of my football friends called me and they were like, hey, where are you? I was like, I'm in Miami. So then I started training a lot of professional athletes from there. And then in 2008 was when I developed Legacy and opened November 2008 on the other side of the train tracks in Wynwood before it was Wynwood. So,
where exactly?
77 Northeast 24th Street. Literally right. We could throw a rock over to the train tracks. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was the first location. So it was 2,400 square feet, just a private training facility. Nobody knew we were back there.
Is that what is the building? The rental building?
It was a warehouse building.
Warehouse,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then from there, that turned into the entire building. And then from there, that turned into 2 locations. And then from there, and then, so it's a 20-year journey. So, or 23-year journey. So it's,
I understand it's not one day success like some people, they see it from the...
Well, it's funny. I did a 2.5-hour podcast about kind of my story. And my mom called me and she was like, you left out so many parts. And I was like, Mom, it would have been 8 hours if I would have told everything.
At least,
Yeah, so it's definitely been a journey. Lots of pivots, lots of, solving problems and overcoming obstacles. But we're here today. So
interesting, very interesting. Really, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
And you have 6 locations and you open up a couple more, right?
Yeah, so the 7th is going to be Little River.
7, okay. What is the, I would say, hardest part here in Miami? To find location or find people who's going to work here? Or what is the, I think, from your experience?
Yeah, I think location is not necessarily hard, but you have to be very selective. So I think there's lots of locations you could possibly go to, but does it check all the boxes? And so for us, we have a certain amount of boxes that have to be checked in order for us to take the plunge and actually open up a facility. And I say no more than I say yes. And I think that's the smart way to go about it. And oftentimes too, you want the landlord or the developer to come to you. So you want somebody that wants you, right? Because you want that good long-term relationships. Because when you do the gym business, you're signing 10, sometimes 20-year leases because it's the long game. You're never like just doing it for a quick buck. You're doing it to establish a community, to be the anchor tenant. And right now, if you do it right, you know, we're like the new hot restaurant. You know, a gym is somewhere where people want to come, they want to stay, they want to, you know, meet people. And so you're building these little mini communities that then go out and spend money in the neighborhood, buy leases, you know, rent apartments and things like that. So gyms are becoming a real solid foundation for neighborhoods.
Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm in the real estate, right? I'm in sales. Sometimes when I go to some new development projects, and not often, but it happens when I talk to someone and I want to buy it for myself. Now I'm talking to you, like after 5 minutes of conversation, I want to join it myself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we want, right? You know, we want to create an environment that's contagious. We want people walking out better than they walk in. So as soon as you walk in here, I want you to feel, I mean, unfortunately, you walked in here during this dead time so we could do this interview. But
it's good
normally when you walk in here, the music's blasting, there's people working out, there's people hanging out at the smoothie bar. You know, Chrissy's running around making a 400 smoothies, and we got the physical therapy, you know, taking care of people with their injuries. We got people in the sauna and the cold plunge. So
we have sauna.
We have a cold plunge, coldest cold plunge in Miami, and a sauna, and people really love the recovery aspect. One of the things that I identified during the pandemic is the things that we really needed, and wellness was number one. So recovery, all these ancillary things that help you not only get in better shape, but also help your immune system and just longevity and things like that. And then also community. You know, when community was taken away from us, we missed churches, restaurants, live concerts, and gyms. We miss camaraderie. We miss doing this, right? And so that's something that I think is crucial for where we're going as a society and where this world is going, that people need each other. So,
let's take a look.
Wow. So this is the main gym area. So this is where we do a lot of personal training. We do open gym, so you can come in here on your own from 5 a.m. till 9:30 at night. And you come in and work out on your own, or you can grab a personal trainer and they can actually put you through a programmed workout of your choice. Everything in here is custom to fit the room. So I call it like industrial chic. So it's I wanted an intense vibe, but still have some of those warehouse elements. So the concrete, the metal, the stainless steel, the exposed wood, these kind of things, the garage bay doors, just to keep that kind of rugged, mentality, that you're here to work, right?
As a gym, right?
Exactly.
That's the way it should
a lot of gyms you come into, they're like real
luxury, comfortable,
like foo-foo, and, we're not foo-foo. We want to actually work hard, and we want the results. And I think, you can still be premium and you can still be nice, but still give it a little edge and make sure that people know when they come here, they want to work. So this is the main weight room area. And then through here is where all the magic happens. You got Rachel over here doing her 4,000 burpees that she does every single day. It's 4,000, not 3,999. It's actually 4,000 burpees a day. That's how she looks so good. This is where we do our pit. Partner interval training. And this was created by myself when I actually double booked a client. So I had an NFL running back, and then I had this 300-pound woman, and I double booked them, and I put them through the same workout. And at the end of the workout, they were high-fiving each other, and they were like, "Man, that was awesome." And a light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, you know what? This is something that I can do for everyone. So I was known for training professional athletes, but I created a system that can train regular people like professional athletes. So that's what partner interval training is. It's PIT. It's you go, your partner go, you go, your partner goes for 2 minutes. Then you get a 30-second rest, and then you go to the next station. Everything works in planes. So if you do a movement this way, then you do a movement this way. So it's antagonistic. It's a push movement, a pull movement, and then you're doing a high-intensity cardio movement or a core movement. So it's a full-body workout every single day. We have strength, performance, and conditioning. So each day, nothing ever feels the same. If you start at station 7 on Monday and you start on station 12 on Tuesday, it's going to feel completely different. We also, nothing plugs in here, so we can move all the equipment around. So when people walk in, they're like, whoa, what is this? And it feels different. And that's why our retention and our attrition rate is one of the best in the business, because we have members that have been here for over a decade, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. even some that have been here from the very beginning. And the reason why they stick around is because they always feel like they're getting something different when they come. And then different from a standpoint of programming, but the same in form of enthusiasm, energy, and the community. So we're consistent in what we call our 6 C's, but we have variety in the workout. So it's you want to be consistent in the way you treat people, but you want to give them variety in the workout. And then you also want to stick to simplicity, like simple things. You don't want to put people in a position where they're going to get hurt. You want to put them in the best position to be able to give the most effort. And then by giving the most effort, you get the most results.
Okay. And question from myself.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a option to book through ClassPass?
We do.
You do?
Okay. We are on ClassPass.
Okay.
Most of the time people do ClassPass and then they realize they don't need any other gyms and they just join ours. But
it's the best part,
you know, but we do encourage ClassPass. We love it when people still doing yoga, Pilates, and these kind of things. So we definitely encourage that. And then you can join the gym, and that's obviously our favorite. But then you can also do a ClassPass, which is like session bundles.
Okay.
So say you're not here and you're visiting, you can buy like a 3-pack or a 10-pack or something like that as well.
Can you?
And you can use them at any of the locations.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah. So we have that cross-regional membership where you can go to all the locations. Yeah.
It's convenient, for someone who for example, I live here in Edgewater, but I travel a lot. Sometimes I was in Sunny Hills today. Yeah. And sometimes I can finish my day somewhere else, right? Yeah. Different part of the Miami.
And that's Miami, right?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people are in your boat where they work in downtown, but they live in Fort Lauderdale, or they work in Coral Gables, or they live in Pembroke Pines. So the fact that we have lots of locations and lots of options is a good thing. Yeah.
Nice. Look, I really like to hear what you're telling me.
Thank you.
Where
are you from?
I'm from Russia.
Russia? Okay.
Yeah, from Russia. I've been in Miami 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah, in real estate 12 years. I love the city. I love everything.
Yeah.
I love
Miami's
my job.
the best, right?
Yeah, Miami's the best. As long as you find what you're excited about, I would say, I see you are in your boat,
Yeah.
You can see the same thing with me. I'm in the real estate since the day I started.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, this is my life,
Right.
And every day just enjoy.
Yeah, when you find your purpose, then it's easier to wake up in the morning, right?
Yeah, so, for sure, 100%. And let me ask you the classes here. You guys have how many daily classes, like in the morning?
So typically it's like 4 to 5 in the morning, 4 to 5 in the evening. They're hour long. We give about 15 to 30 minutes in between each class. And so. Nice.
Can we take a look at the sauna?
Of course,
Sauna, cold plunge. I'd like to see.
I can throw you in the cold plunge if you really want.
I think I can do it. I used to do ice bath.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to do like different things in life.
So we also have forced physical therapy in all our locations, and we're literally growing together. And what I love about that is that they offer physical therapy on site. Alex is one of, if not the best in the game. His attention to detail, his customer service is on another level, and it just complements people, because at the end of the day, we beat him up and then he, takes care of them. So there's a lot of people even that come to just do him, and then what they do is they get to know the community, and the next thing you know, they've joined the gym, and then vice versa. We have members that have been here a long time, and then all of a sudden they see Alex working on people, and then they jump in here and book.
Let me ask you, forced physical therapy, is this something? Can you give me more in details? What is that, Alex?
Alex can.
Yeah, so the company's been around for like 12 or 13 years now. We really cater towards like very high level performance athletes. Work with a bunch of NFL guys, combine training, things of that nature, and then also just treat people from the community. I mean, that's obviously bread and butter physical therapy stuff. So it's been around a really long time. We try to really focus on and emphasize very high level, high quality care, and a lot of manual therapy, which people enjoy and gravitate towards, and really just focus on doing the best job we can with every patient.
They're excellent. And they're, again, just the attention to detail, and they treat each client as if it's the only client. So a lot of PT out there they treat all the clients the same, and you're not going to get much results out of that.
Individual results.
They're very individualized, and that's what we love about them, and we look forward to growing, together. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for your time.
Sorry I put you on the
And
spot.
I guess I'll see you.
So we got the, let's see, yeah, it's on.
It is cool.
So 36 degree cold plunge. The sauna goes to 190. It's a traditional sauna. I prefer the traditional saunas. I like to sweat, so enjoy the traditional sauna. It's co-ed, so it creates a nice little vibe in here. People get to hang out, talk, and do a little bit of contrast if they want to. And it's been a great complementary thing to your fitness regimen, because oftentimes you just work, and you don't recover. And so this has been a great thing. And then what we found also is this, and especially for my use, personal use, is that I believe that it's fantastic for the mind too. Anytime you do something that sucks, it just makes you mentally stronger.
I totally agree.
So, because it's not actually fun, to get in there, and it doesn't feel good. It feels good after, right? And often that's a good indicator of something's working. In my opinion, once you get comfortable getting uncomfortable in life, having the uncomfortable conversations that you need to have, doing the workout that makes you a little uncomfortable, doing the cold plunge, doing the sauna, doing these things that make you uncomfortable, the outcome of that is normally the best thing for you. So that's something that we're leaning into.
The sauna, I use sauna pretty often. I'm trying once every week. I go in my building, sometimes some other spas. Cold plunge, I used to do it myself. Honestly, last time I did maybe over a year ago, but it's, if you have it, it's convenient after workout.
Yeah, convenience is everything. That's why it's very important to have it in the location, each location, because the convenience factor is great. You get your workout in, you shower, you do the cold plunge, and then, you can go home. So,
plus, as you said, when you do something that you don't like it, I'm on the same kind of spot with you. I used to do these things. Plus, I tried, the nails. I tried the nails.
Oh, yeah?
So for 30 minutes from the first time. And it's good for your body and for your mind as well.
Okay.
You train your mind.
You walk on it or lay on it?
I'm just staying on there.
Oh, staying on
for 30 minutes
okay.
with the full body. And something that your brain doesn't want to, it's really good for you. Because at first when you stand,
it hurts like hell.
It's like your brain is alarming. Your body temperature went up. You feel it. But then you kind of calm yourself. It's all about breathing techniques, right? The same as here.
100%.
It's all about breathing and it's exercising, right? And every exercising, it's all about breathing. So it's body and the mind game.
It's all connected. It's all connected. And I think oftentimes we think that it's different, and it's all connected. Mind, body, and spirit, as I say. So. Yep.
So let's go see what else you guys have.
Look at that dog. Santino. Sonny. Hey, buddy.
And you said it's 10 to 20 years leases, man. It's really, the mind game when you sign something like that for 10 years, right? It's
a commitment.
It's commitment.
It's I always believe, you have a lot of brands out there that say, we're the best. And at the end of the day, you're never really the best. You're either bettering your best every single day, and you're committed to the consistency of always showing up for the community, or you're not. And so it's a constant attention to every single detail that matters to the people you're serving. It's never about yourself. It's not about a six-pack or running around with your shirt off or Instagram. It's always about the people that walk in these doors, how you serve them, and the better you serve them, the better your business. But ultimately, we're servant leaders. We're not necessarily even trainers. People come here. They come to gyms because they want to relieve their stress. As soon as they walk in these doors, they want to leave that world behind them. Their bad day at work, their frustrated relationship, this is their safe place. And so it's our job to provide that safe place and provide them a badass environment to work hard, to feel good, and to walk out here better than they walked in.
To meet your, I would say,
and
comrades,
to meet people,
right?
we just had somebody take their wedding photos in our Fort Lauderdale location. We've had weddings, we've had babies, we've had baby mamas, we've had it all. So well, come in, I'll show you the podcast room. what happened was early on is one of my absolute favorite brands is Nike. And just I was obsessed with Nike and Jordan. And I read Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, and so it's the Nike story. And I was very, very intentional early on to Legacy was my Nike, No Days Off was my Just Do It, and then the Pitbull logo is our Nike swoosh.
Pitbull is your dog?
Yeah, it was my dog, Artemis. It was the original dog, and then Legacy and Mo, and it's actually the first time I've never had a dog, so all of them have passed away, but we'll get there. So I've got kids now, so it's different. But I was very, very intentional with knowing that if I was going to build a brand, it had to be bigger than a product. It had to be bigger than a service. It had to be bigger than a location. It certainly had to be bigger than me. And it had to be a cause that was greater than myself that could carry through the world. And so No Days Off is never taking a day off on you. It's a commitment to becoming your best self. And this is something that people can apply to their life, whether they're 5 years old or whether they're 80 years old. It's never too late to be the best version of yourself and to improve on the person that you are. We're not trying to change who you are. We want you to be your authentic, true self, but we want you to take that authenticity and make it and improve on that and become a better version of yourself. So whether that's growing, learning, and whether that's physically, mentally, or spiritually, it's just always about becoming a better version of who you are. And so I knew by doing that people would be proud to wear the logo, to drink the logo, to come to the gyms. And so 2 years ago, I had some investors and met some partners of mine, Adam Siegel and William Mahfood, who came on board, and we decided to launch our own beverage company. And so we launched our own beverage company. We came out with a canned water line, and we did tremendous in our first year. We also signed a 5-year deal to be the official premium water of the Miami Heat and the Kaseya Center. And everything's flourishing. We just signed with Gold Coast, the largest beer distributor in the state of Florida, part of the Reyes group. And sky's the limit with that. So we're coming out with our glass bottles at the end of the year.
The glass bottles?
Yeah.
That's the one?
Yeah, so these will be in restaurants and hotels, hopefully like Club 11, stuff like that. Just give a new take. What we're trying to do is we're trying to be a category disruptor in the premium water space. So if you really think about where water is today in the premium space, you have Fiji, Perrier, Pellegrino, Aquapana, Saratoga, Voss, and they're really, good brands, but they're kind of boring, right? There's no real brand, there's no real message. It's just premium water. So what we want to do is we want to disrupt that and make it cool to drink water. So you feel like you're drinking a beer or having an energy drink in your hand. And so there's something about popping that top and taking a sip. It's also, we were very intentional with what's in the can because you can't play in the premium space without making real premium water. So it took us about 1.5 years to develop the water that's in this can, and that eventually will be in these glass bottles. And it goes through a 7-step reverse osmosis process. We take it down to the 1 micron. Most reverse osmosis is only take it down to the 10 micron. We take it all the way down the 1 micron. Then we hit it with ozone, and then we hit it with ultraviolet light, and then we pasteurize it. And then after all that, it took us about 1 year to develop the proprietary blend of electrolytes that go back into the water for that function and true hydration and taste. So it's just the most purest, but then also the best functional water that you can drink. We recently just got tested by Pace Labs, and there were absolutely no toxins, no PFAs, no heavy metals, no nothing bad in the water. Everything was exactly what you want with a pH of 8.7. So it's really good water. And you don't really know that you're drinking good water until you drink good water, and then you go back to drinking, like, say, a tap water or a plastic water, because it's night and day difference. But I really encourage people to pay attention to what they're putting in their bodies, because that's just as important as eating or anything else. Now, water is 76% of our bodies, of our muscle, of our brain, and it's just super, super important that we stay hydrated, especially in a place like Miami where it's look how hot it is today, and it's not even summertime yet. So we're sweating all the time. So we really need to get those electrolytes and get that water into us so we can function properly. And it's been a great passion of mine to continue building this brand. I think now you can take something that you can sell anywhere. Water is something that we can eventually be worldwide, and it can grow a lot faster than the gym business. And so it gets the brand equity out there, and it gets, more importantly, it gets that movement, that no days off movement, that motto into people's lives that they can apply to their lives and live through it. And hopefully that, ripple effect creates a monster, so yeah.
Wow, really impressed, and it's interesting, your story, that you have a gym and then you decide to come up with the water as well. You're all about health, not just about, how to say that, not just about to sell it, but I can
it's a true, I tell people all the time that people don't care what you know until they know that you care, and you have to be authentically caring in this world, or otherwise people are going to know you're a snake oil salesman or something. So I think that's one thing that we've established a long time ago, is that we really care. Like, we really care about people. We care about results. We care about health. We care about wellness. We care about longevity. We care about the soul. Like, these are something that, it's on our walls, the affirmations, the quotes, and again, what no days off means. You can't do anything if you don't care about people, and you can't do anything great or lasting unless people know that you care. So that's really important to my entire organization. I couldn't do it without the team. There's a phenomenal team behind me. It's not just me. It's everyone around me has kind of bought into the vision, which is very humbling, because you have this, crazy obsession with what you've created, and then, you can sit there in your room and be your own cheerleader, and that's not going to work. So you need people to rally behind you and to support you, and then even more so, smarter than you, and do things that you're not even good at. So that's something too I've recognized a long time ago, is put people around me that are better than me, that can do things that I can't do, but they still bought into the vision. And that's just, again, it's so humbling, and I'm so blessed to have just a tremendous team. All our locations are thriving because of who runs them and the team behind them. And then my beverage organization is just phenomenal. We have so many smart people, and we're a small but young team, but we're super intelligent and intentional. And it's been a blast doing the.
And you said it's only 2 years, right?
It's only 2 years.
How did you get the contract?
Actually, it's not even 2 years. Because it took a year to even get it to be something, Then this was our actual first year in operation, and then now this will be our second.
Is that considered as a food? Like, do you have to get some kind of approval from FDA to?
Yeah, it is. It's a CPG business, so consumer products and goods.
Okay.
And you do have some regulatory things that you have to get.
It takes time, right? So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, it definitely. You got to make sure that the main thing you got to make sure is your claims. So if you claim anything, you got to make sure that you can back it up, right? So if you say you have electrolytes in your water, then you have to back up that there's actual electrolytes. So you have to do third-party testing and make sure you have the lab results that show what you're saying is in the water. A good example, if you say you're USA made, then everything has to be USA made. So what we say is we actually use the word freedom just because it represents the United States. But you don't really know where the aluminum's coming from. We do everything here in Miami and in Charlotte, but sometimes aluminum comes from Russia, sometimes it comes from China. So yeah.
Oh, nice. How did you get the contract? You said you have 5 years contract.
Yeah, with the Miami Heat. So ironic. What's crazy is, so we'll just whip this bad boy out. So I actually pitched them with this, and this was before we even had a can. So it was, we got the foot in the door because I trained Joe Johnson and Mario Chalmers, and I was involved with the Miami Heat for years, and a lot of their staff worked out at all my gyms. So, they gave us, they allowed us to pitch them, allowed us to get in the room. Shout out to Tony and Amanda and Michael McCullough. And they allowed us to get in the room, and then it was our job to actually impress them. And so after 17 meetings, we were able to impress them, and we replaced Fiji and Perrier in the arena. And so now we're the official premium water of the Miami Heat in the Kaseya Center. It's been a phenomenal partnership. The Miami Heat culture is exactly what you think it is. They're not just saying who they are and living it, and it's not just a fluff. Like, they are the real deal. It's a phenomenal establishment, a phenomenal business, just a phenomenal team and culture.
And you guys planning to expand it, like you said, in the clubs, right? You have it in the stores. You can buy it.
We are
Publix,
in over like almost 300 stores now.
Oh.
We just signed with the largest beer distributor in the state of Florida, which is Gold Coast, and that will take us to over 11,000 locations. So, yeah, we're just getting started.
Nice.
Yeah, eventually we will be everywhere. Yeah. So main thing is like we call it D2D, which is direct to distributor. So it's growing the business through the distributors is our game plan. So a lot of people, they grow it through big chains, and eventually we'll be in the big chains. But what's more important when you're starting a beverage brand is your local quick marts, your bodegas, your restaurants, your bars, your coffee shops. It's very important to establish yourself.
It's like a base, right?
Exactly, especially as a local brand, you want to be everywhere. And so that's what we're trying to accomplish before you go into your, say, Whole Foods, Publix, Walmarts, these kind of things, is you want to establish yourself where you're seen everywhere, you're tried everywhere, and you're building your brand very organically through the city that you were born in, which gives us kind of a head start because the Pitbull is recognizable here in Miami. No Days Off is recognizable. So it allows us to use that brand equity that we've already built for the last 15 years. And when people see it, they're like, oh, I remember that. I saw it in the gym the other day, or I saw somebody wearing a t-shirt. So it helps.
Will you do any protein bars or something?
I think eventually we'll get into supplements. I think it's very smart to do that. But
especially with your vision,
I think once we build this thing where we want it, I mean, we can do whatever
people will trust you, with your brand.
Exactly. So definitely supplements is something that we should get into.
Yeah, I think you should. I like it. I like everything what I heard, man. Really impressive.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you doing this.
No, I appreciate your time, man. And tell me, how's Miami? You've been here since 2000. You said 1, right?
2001. It's been 23 years. It's crazy.
Like pretty much you local now, right? How do you like it?
I love Miami, and I think that you said it best. When you come to any city, you got to kind of either one, find your tribe or build your tribe. And I think what I've done is I've built my own tribe, and I've surrounded myself with like-minded people that are on the same path of becoming a better version of themselves. And there's a lot of people in Miami finding that path, whether it's church or gyms or the fitness community or even the business community. I really feel like I found that. And so I have a great community, a great church community, a great gym community, a great business community. And, Miami can get you in trouble.
Easy.
If you venture out of that. But I think if you stay grounded on your purpose and your why, and you stay laser focused on that, then Miami is, it's the epicenter of the world right now. Miami is the new Manhattan, right? So as far as being in business in Miami, you're in the perfect spot. Now, does that mean it's just going to fall in your lap? No. You have to outwork everybody. And I think that gives you an advantage. I think that gives you an advantage in this world, no matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you're in Miami or Memphis or, LA or wherever. If you're willing to work your ass off for something, show up every day, be intentional, pay attention to the details, go above and beyond, do more than is required. If you're willing to do all this and be consistent with that, then you can do anything with your life. But if you think you're going to do a couple of posts on Instagram and sit around and play video games all day, then it's not going to come to you.
It's not going to work. Right. Miami is a great city. I agree with you.
It is a great city. And it's beautiful people, beautiful weather, growing so much. Traffic's getting crazy, but I always say that the thing about traffic that I've embraced is that if traffic is getting worse, then in the gym business, what it does is it enables us to grow even more because everything about the gym business is convenience, is locally. They want to walk to the gym. They want to maybe drive 5 minutes. That's it. So what's going to enable us to do is it's going to enable us to put more locations throughout the city of Miami where we're known so that we don't have to even go too far away. We don't have to go to Barcelona and LA and all these other places. We can literally grow within the city of Miami because it's growing so much and the traffic's getting so bad. So, because everything in the gym business is about convenience.
Yeah, the same thing. As I mentioned, in real estate, and people say about traffic, I'm like, okay, it's better for me. More people, more business. It is what it is. I will adapt. I will work on my way from A to B on the phone.
And that's another thing too, right? Like people want to complain about traffic. Instead of complaining, why don't you utilize that time for you?
Yeah.
So we've got so many podcasts, we've got audiobooks, even music. You know, music in the right context can actually feed the soul in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So utilize that instead of being all pissed off behind the wheel that you're in traffic. Actually use it. Call your parents. Call the friend you haven't talked to in a long time. Like, again, it goes back to living your life intentionally. Don't focus on the negative. Focus on the positive. When you get stuck in traffic, think about the things that you can do that otherwise you wouldn't be able to do. You know, if it took you 10 minutes to get somewhere and instead of an hour, then maybe, you know, you wouldn't have that extra 45 minutes to call your dad that you haven't talked to in 2 months, you know, and I'm just giving you examples.
That's a good example. It's a great example, you know, because I tried to call my dad as well. And since my daughter was born a year and a half ago, now he's calling me more often.
Of course.
You know, I answer the call and she's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, how are you? Everything's good. But I now can feel he's not calling me.
He's calling
he's calling to see my daughter. You know?
I know. How many kids do you have?
I have just one.
A daughter?
Yeah, daughter.
I'm about to have a daughter too.
Oh, really?
So
Congrats.
I have a 4-year-old son.
Okay.
And then my baby girl is about to be born. So my wife's going to pop any day now.
Congratulations.
So everybody says, you got to tell me, what's it like being a girl dad?
Look, it's so much love, you know, with the daughter. It's just, I don't even know how to explain. You know, she's like so sweet. It's like, it's hard. It's like you cannot explain. You just have to.
That's what everybody says.
You just have to feel it. Once you feel it, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Why? How did I deserve it? You know.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
That's amazing.
Pretty often, you know, how did I what I did? I guess I did something good in my previous life or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's really it's a blessing. You know?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. Right?
Yeah.
And how's your son? What's
He's
his name?
4 years old.
And
his name's 7.
What is his name?
7.
7.
Like
wow.
the number.
Oh, that's a cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
so
a unique name.
I picked that number out when I was 15. I said I was going to name my son 7. So, you know, it means intuition, wisdom, completion. It's a godly number. It's God's number. And it just meant a lot to me. And so, and I think it's badass. So, you know, 7 Sumner, it's got a ring to it. So it's 7 Manning Sumner.
Wow, you don't hear it often.
Yeah.
Do you guys go to preschool or kindergarten?
Yeah, we're in Montessori.
Yeah. Which one? The Miami Shore?
The one right here. Learning Nest. Learning Nest Montessori. It's on 18th and Northeast 2nd Avenue. Okay, right next to the Price Choice, the little grocery store.
I'll take a look because we are checking a couple of places.
They're great. They're great.
Right?
It's very practical. You know, it's like not necessarily like, you know, math and science, obviously, because they're babies. But you know, they teach them how to clean. They teach them how to water plants. They, you know, and
I've heard about it. The first thing, what do you do when you come? You have to water your plants.
Yes,
I think
it's amazing. It's amazing. And then the teachers are so sweet, and it's you know, I always say, like, if he's excited to go to school, then they must be doing something right, you know. And then when he gets done, he's happy. So it's like they must be doing something right, you know, because otherwise, because kids don't lie, you know, they would tell you.
For sure. Yeah. And you guys live here in the neighborhood?
We live in Morningside.
Morningside. Okay, I live Edgewater close.
Okay.
You live in a house there?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for a house there as well.
Yeah, Morningside's great.
Question to you: I've heard, but I don't know from my personal experience.
Yeah.
When it's flooded, is that okay there, or it's a bit flooded?
So we haven't experienced it yet.
Okay.
So I'll have to. But I know our house doesn't deal with any. Our house is a little higher up.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, you know, with anything in Miami, you got to do your due diligence, and you got to make sure that your house is above the flood zone because that's definitely something you don't want to deal with. So, yeah. But I'm almost positive our house is good.
Yeah, because location is great. I live in Edgewater in Paraiso building. Yeah. And it's convenient. You just go to airport, Miami Beach, everywhere.
I always crack myself up because I've been here 23 years. And oftentimes when I'm driving around Miami, I see all the places I've lived in. And I've lived everywhere, you know, from South Beach to North Miami to all over the place. And it's just amazing to see the growth of Miami and to identify, you know, the good places you live, the bad places you live, the good memories, the bad memories. Like, it's pretty crazy.
That's a period of your time, right? When you was 23, you just moved, you lived somewhere else.
I lived in the Flamingo. Remember the Flamingo days?
Oh
my God. That place was crazy. So,
and wow. Yeah. Because back then, I can imagine Flamingo.
Oh, it was nuts. It was nuts. They called it Melrose Place back then. It was wild. Yeah.
It's hard to live in, how to say that? What I mean by hard, to live somewhere in a place like that and be focused on the things, you know, because there is so much.
I'll say we worked hard and partied hard exactly the same way, like back, because I was young, I could do it then. I was young and single, so it was different. But I mean, we never slept. I mean, it was like we worked all day long, then went out all night long, then slept like 3 hours, then did it again, and yeah. So yeah.
Man, thank you very much.
No,
for
thank
your time.
you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Denis.
Really.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to meet you.
Yes, definitely. You got to come get a workout in.
I will.
So.
Yeah, I will. I guess instead of my Barry's gym, I'll just come here. And
yeah, the owner of Barry's works out here, so
oh, really?
you'll fit right in.
Okay.